Hi guys. She is so cute. What's up everybody? Today I'm doing a story time of my first year of college. I got a request to do like a college story time, but I was like, one, that's gonna take forever because I've done 3 years of school now, and then two, I'm not even done yet, so I don't really want to do like my whole college experience when I'm not even done yet. So I thought I would split up like this story time into like each year. So I'm gonna start with my first year and I'm just gonna recap it, tell you guys highlights, and give you like tips that I learned and what worked and what didn't work. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. If you don't know, I go to Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was recruited by my coach, Ryan Orner. Oh my gosh. And yeah, basically I went there in August to start school, and I wouldn't really say I was like super nervous. I was definitely like anxious and excited, but I don't know, I was a little bit nervous because I've never like raced on that level before. Like obviously in high school you get really good runners, but not like what's in college. So I was definitely nervous, but I was really excited too. So the first practice we had, I didn't really know like where I was gonna be, what to do. I didn't know if I was supposed to like run at the front or run at the back or run in the middle. So I just kind of ran with, well, our first run was a tempo run, and I just kind of ran with the girls that I like kind of knew. This was literally like 4 days before, like 4 days after we got there, so I didn't really know that many people. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna run with some of the freshmen because I was scared to run with the seniors or anything. But yeah, the first tempo was good, and that basically just like, it was nice to see kind of how the team worked. And after that I was like, okay, I think I could probably run a little bit faster and run up with some of the other girls. And yeah, so our first race was the Queen City Invitational, and that was like honestly 1 or 2 weeks after we started school, so I wasn't like super comfortable. I didn't really know like what to expect, but our best runner, Maddie Britton, was a senior at the time, and I knew she was probably gonna run right at the front, but I wanted to kind of see what I could do. So I started out close to her and just kind of hung on to her, and I ended up getting 6th at that race, which was, I was really excited about. This was like a small meet, but to me, I was like, oh, I got 6th in my first college race. Like, that's pretty cool. The rest of the season went really well for me. I had no major problems. The only like problem I had was I had really tight IT bands, but honestly, I just got Grassons every week and it helped it, and I never had problems. So yeah, that season was really successful. My PR in the 5K was a 1740. No, it was either 1740 or 1741, I think, something like that, and that was at the Louisville meet in the 5K. So obviously if I ran that for 6K, watch out. But yeah, so that was my PR in the 5K. I honestly don't remember my PR in the 6K, but I was 23rd in the Big East, which was like 3 spots away from being all Big East. So that was like a little bit frustrating, but I was like, this is my first year in the Big East, and it just gave me motivation for the next years to try to do better. So honestly, what I learned that cross country season was just to not doubt myself near the beginning, and don't automatically put yourself in a position on your team. Like, I just thought for most of the season I was going to be our 3rd or 4th runner, but there was a few meets where I ended up being our 2nd runner because I just like pushed myself. That was like the main thing I learned that season. I took like 5 days off, and yeah, so I trained during Christmas, and then we came back in January, and my coach knew that I didn't really run indoor in high school. Where like in Ontario, where I'm from, we don't really have like an indoor season. There's a few meets that we go to, but my coach didn't want me to be burned out from doing too much races indoor, because it's a long season from January all the way to May, racing like 2 whole seasons. So he raced me like 4 or 5 times. I didn't run any miles that season. I focused on the 3K and the 5K, but honestly I only ran 2 5Ks, so it wasn't like I was doing too much. My PR in the 3K that season was a 9:55, which was a 2-second PR, but I knew I could have run faster. But the 2 meets that I ran, one of them I was sick. Well, actually I ran 3 times. The first one was the first meet, and then so I wasn't expecting to PR in that one. The second one I was sick, and then the third one was at Big East, and it was the day after the 5K, so I was really tired. But yeah, and then my PR in the 5K was 17:09. So yeah, pretty solid. And I scored at Big East, but I didn't medal or anything like that. So it was a good season, but it wasn't like amazing or anything. But again, I made it through without getting injured and no problems at all. So I would call that pretty successful. Okay, and then the last season, obviously outdoor track. That one I would say was like my big breakthrough as like a freshman. Basically what my coach wanted for the outdoor season was to focus on the 1500 and the 5K, not push me to the super long stuff yet. He wanted to focus on my 1500 because I had pretty good speed from high school in that. So yeah, I ran like 3 1500s. Those were like, nah, I didn't PR in that or anything. They were fine, but that wasn't really my event that season. But yeah, my first 5K was at Rally Relays, and I remember I was in a heat that was a good heat, but it wasn't super fast. I honestly don't know what splits I was trying to hit. I think like 82s or 3s or something. But yeah, so I got into it and I latched on to the front pack, and I was just hanging out in the middle. I felt really comfortable. With a mile to go, I basically just went around everybody and bolted the last mile. And yeah, I ran 16:57 and I won that heat. Yeah, I was really determined. I didn't really know what time I wanted to run. I just wanted to run fast, which I think is sometimes better than having a time goal, because you just run and you don't think about it. So the next biggest meet was in California. I was in a good heat for me. Like, I was in a heat that was gonna run fast, but I would be near the front, which is always really good because you can push yourself more running with the leaders. So I was right near the front, hanging on, and with about maybe 2K to go, me and this other girl just kept switching off the leads. Like literally every lap I would lead, then she would lead, and it really helped us run fast, and I ended up running a 16:40. But yeah, it was honestly just really exciting, and yeah, I was just really excited for the future after that meet, especially. And then the last meet that I ran the 5K in was Big East, and that race was just kind of like nothing crazy. I ran a 16:45 and I got 5th. So I mean, it was really good, and I was pretty shocked to get a medal like individually. But yeah, I was really excited, and that basically finished my year. Honestly, running wise, my freshman year was super successful. I had no major problems. School and like social wise, freshman year I was kind of a completely different person than I am now. And not to say I'm like bad now or I was bad then, but I literally did like nothing. I just focused on school and running. I didn't go out. I didn't really hang out with people that much. I was kind of just like in my own bubble. And even though like I ran so well that year, I don't think that had anything to do with my performance. I think it helped, but I think the one thing I do regret is not being a little bit more social. I wish that I kind of got to know some people better, because all of a sudden my sophomore year I was so much more outgoing, and yeah, it was a lot more fun. So that's the only thing I regret, and something that I recommend is you don't have to go out and party, but just like hang out with friends, get to know people, go do things. Like, don't just stay in your own bubble and think, oh, all I have to do is run and do school and sleep. Like, no, there's way more to college. Even as an athlete, there's a lot more. So don't like keep yourself in a little bubble, because I think in the long run you'll regret it. Last tip would be to just enjoy the process and don't get so stressed out about the little things. There's gonna be really hard times in your first year because it's such a new experience. You've never had to train so much and do so much school in your life. Like, you really just have to not get overwhelmed and worked up over the little things, because yeah, it's definitely a different experience, and the more you can just accept what's happening and just find stress relievers, I think the better off you'll be, because it is a big change, but it's definitely a really fun one too. So yeah, just enjoy the experience and yeah, embrace the process. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Like this video if you want to see part 2, which would be obviously my second year, sophomore year. And yeah, comment down below any other video ideas you want to see, and subscribe for more. Bye.